He knocked me over. I landed on the dog bowl.
This one's wife. Pump up the jam. Who makes it? Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This one's wife finally rolled out a product for American Riviera Orchard retirement homes. Some jam. We've seen at least 5 celebrities come forward to admit they have received a bowl of lemons with a jar of jam. One of them opened it and spread it on some bread. The others don't appear to have opened it yet. Perhaps they're not particularly interested in it. For the most part, this jam rollout has been met with ridicule and questions. Rather than people saying, "Ooh, how exciting, I need to get myself some of that jam. Ooh, when will it be available?" Rather than be a buzz around it, people are asking, why is it in a bowl of lemons? Has it passed the relevant approvals? Why is the label falling off it? Look at the foliage, the elderflowers, that there seem to be wilting. And of course, repeatedly, people are wondering who made it. Now, this one's wife will clearly want to cultivate an image of her, dressed all in white, a billowing outfit, looking ethereal, as she effortlessly breezes around a pristine kitchen, making batches of jam. Some soft music playing in the background, perhaps some cherubs flying in the corners of the kitchen, playing on their harps, as she effortlessly and brilliantly creates the jam, not only as part of the cookery show, but also to create the product. That you're buying something that has been touched by the hand of a goddess. That naturally is the image that she would like to cultivate, because she believes that that will then cause it to sell. The problem is that only a hardcore of her supporters are going to buy into that illusion. Everybody else is going to adopt the stance of, I don't care whether it tastes like an angel's bottom. The fact is, I'm not going to buy it because it's associated with her. And as I explained in parts passim in a Daily Express poll, 98% of those polled said, we're not buying it. A real slap in the face for the Duchess of Sussex. But it raises questions about who has actually made it. She wants you to believe that she has, as part of the creation of the illusion, this idea it's been curated, that there is love infused into the jam. But for her to do it as a sole enterprise and to make any actual money from it would mean that she would be working around the clock. And we all know that she doesn't like working hard because she's lazy and she's entitled. She expects the money to flow and for her to be given it for doing very little. That means that she won't be making the jam. It might be the case that she, for the purposes of appearance's sake, as part of the cookery programme, does an episode where she makes some jam, but it won't be the jam that will eventually be able for people to purchase. Instead, she wants to create the image that she has done it with her own fair hand, whilst her hair is straggling around and there's a risk of a stray hair falling into your jam because she's not wearing a hairnet. But the reality is, in order for it to be commercially viable, which is, of course, this is what it's all about, it's not about quality, it's not about charity, it's about her receiving the residual benefit of dollars. She's going to have to scale it appropriately, which means that undoubtedly some underpaid individuals are going to be slaving away in a kitchen somewhere, or she's bulk buying it from elsewhere for the purposes of then spooning it into said jars. There's much speculation about this, and it's quite interesting because it gives you further insight into the mind and workings of the narcissist. There is a particular thread on Saint This One's Wife, they use her full name, as you know I do not, that is posted by somebody called Nickit, who asks the question, jam manufacturer, and suggests that the jam is actually being made by the small batch jam company, who are based in Pacifica, California. Now, the poster doesn't actually provide any basis for why they say this company rather, is creating the jams. And a quick look at their website demonstrates that it's a pretty professional setup. They sell jams, jellies, marmalades, conserves, fruit butters, fruit syrups. They have sample packs. They have a reserve collection, Jam of the Month Club. They've got their story. They deal with wholesale, food service, hospitality. There's featured items and gift cards. And they also have some merch associated with the small batch jam company. So a pretty decent setup, and done in the way that my PR expert was talking about only yesterday. They have a wide range of jams. Some of them look jolly delicious as well. There's ginger jam, raspberry jam, apricot ginger habanero jam, yellow peach jam, rhubarb ginger jam, cherry champagne, apricot brandy, persimmon vanilla, apple sage, fig brandy, spice pear vanilla, raspberry jalapeno, rainier cherry, cherry juniper, poached pear, peach molasses, strawberry lavender, passion fruit, elephant heart plum jam, Turkish fig ginger jam, Concord grape, Port Sierra fig, pink guava jam. On it goes. Blackberry Pinot thyme jam, Pinot Noir grape jam, Zinfandel grape jam, SOB jam. That's interesting. That might be to do with this one's wife, perhaps. Wild blueberry jam and plenty of others, all priced at $9. And looking at the pictures, they all look pretty fruity to me. They all look pretty substantial. This is clearly a professional outfit. And interestingly, this led to an observation by another person called Starkville, who offers it could be made by them, but this jam is dark and rich looking. Mandela of Monty Shit Show replies, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised that this one's wife's jam is really her work precisely because it lacks the qualities you listed. It looks like she selected the wrong, not ripe enough fruits. And the label doesn't look very Etsy to me. Heavy paper, which is why it needs more glue, with some embossed pattern and a decently printed brand name. She probably used the help of a graphics pro in Monty Shit Show. An individual called Kismet Kitty comes in with a useful observation that states, not to mention her jam has crystallized sugar in it from over-processing. You can see it on the spread toast. One can easily assume she bought a large quantity of commercially available jam and packed it into new jars before doing a water bath to seal it. The hot water from the boiling water to seal the jars would liquefy the jam, causing the chunks of fruit to settle at the bottom and the sugar to crystallize. Delphina's toast spread and jar pick give it all away. She clearly did not make this jam. Now, as you know, I always like evidence, and that seems to me to be a fairly forensic assessment based upon somebody who understands the process of jam making and has scrutinized what we have been seeing. As a consequence, the fact is, there's a strong likelihood that this jam hasn't been made by this one's wife. Naturally, the narcissist wants to create the illusion that she has done so, because you're buying into her brand, which means she has been floating ethereally around the kitchen, weaving her jam-making magic so that you, a low-down member of the public, can lay your hands on this very special jar of jam, which was made for just you by the Duchess of Sussex. Whereas the reality seems to be, as suggested by Kismet Kitty, that commercially available jam has been purchased, spooned into new jars, and then has had a water bath to seal it, with the consequence of the product being affected in the ways that Kismet Kitty described. That sounds fairly convincing to my mind, and the suggestion that the small batch jam company has been involved doesn't quite hold true, because their products look far superior to that of which this one's wife has rolled out. Accordingly, hardly a surprise that the narcissist wants you to think that the product has been made in a way that it hasn't, as all part of her facade management, and furthermore, Because she's universally disliked, or largely disliked, what has happened? She has found herself once again in the position of essentially fact checkers who come along and assess what she's done, and utilizing some skill and some forensic ability, they reach a conclusion about what she has done, which demonstrates that she wasn't involved in its creation, which it doesn't really surprise many people, and sits with the fact that, once again, the Duchess of Sussex is lazy, entitled, and is in essence trying to create an image with regard to how this product has been created which isn't accurate. What are your thoughts on the matter? Naturally, it's not surprising for a narcissist to behave this way, creating something on the cheap for maximum profit and passing it off as being something else. Do you think she's made the jam? Do you think she's got somebody else credible to make the jam? Or do you think it is, as has been suggested by the particular poster on the subreddit, that she's actually just gone and bought a load of jam elsewhere and chucked it in some jars and then made it her own and passed it off as if she has created it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.